Okay, today we're going to do 2-1, and I finally got the webcam to work. 2-1 solving one-step equations. Okay, so with these, we're going to try to go pretty slow on these, and we're just going to do lots of examples. So write them down so you can look back at them. Okay, so number 1, and we're going to start off nice and easy. N minus 2 equals -5. Now you might be able to tell me what n equals, but you have to show work on these. There's just no exceptions. You have to show me work, okay? So if we have n minus 2 equals -5, since it's minus 2, we do the opposite. Okay, we want to get the variable all by itself. So anything that's attached to that n, we're going to move. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Since we added 2 to one side, we add 2 to the other. So this is going to leave us with n on this side. This minus 2 plus 2 becomes 0. Okay, you can write plus 0 if you want, but there's just no need. So now we have -5 plus 2. That gives us -3. You're done. That's that problem. Okay, number 2. M plus 10 equals 2. Okay, whoops, that's a funky 2. All right, so again, since it's plus 10, we do the opposite because we want to get rid of that. Okay, you should have had these the last few years, so this should be a refresher. Remember, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay, so you need to show this step. Yes, you have to show it. You can put in your calculator after that, but you have to show this step. So m, these cancel, equals 2 minus 10 is -8. Okay. All right, third one, going down. We have quite a few examples here. Number 3, -9 equals b minus 5. Okay, and you can always go ahead and do these and then see if you got them right. It's fine too. Okay, so b minus 5. So again, we want to get b all by itself. So we add 5 to both sides. b equals -4. 15 equals a plus 4.2. Okay, so again, this is a plus 4.2, so we do the opposite. Minus 4.2, you always move away from the variable. Minus 4.2, so a equals 10.8. Okay, let me do this. Whoops, sorry, it's I've downloaded a different program. Okay. Let me take that off too. Okay, now it's not going to let me write on it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so what are we on? 5. So number 5, we have 18 equals 6 plus w. So when you see this is a positive 6, so we're going to subtract 6. You look at what's in front. Okay. Oh, actually, this is supposed to be a -18. I'm sorry. -18 equals 6 plus w. So then w equals, I forgot to change my color, but that cancels -18 minus 6, which is the same as -18 plus a -6. So it's going to be -24 will be your answer there. Okay. Number 6, 2/3 plus y equals 1/4. Okay, so when we look at this, you look at what's in front of the number you're moving. Don't look at this number if it's in front of this sign if it's in front of the variable. So positive 2/3, so we're going to subtract 2/3. Okay. So you can find a common denominator. The common denominator would be 12, and then you would end up subtracting, or you can put it in your calculator, either one, and your answer is going to be -5/12. If it starts in a fraction, it needs to stay in a fraction. Don't give me a decimal there. All right? 7. Okay, so those are all the adding and subtracting examples. Now we're going to do some multiplication and division. Okay, so r divided by negative r divided by 4 is equal to negative 10.4. Now the key here is to remember that this negative can go with either one. I would just go ahead and put it with the 4. Okay, so this is really 1r over negative 4. That negative can go either one. So we have to get rid of that somehow. Okay, so remember you have to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, we want to get rid of that negative 4 on the bottom, so we multiply by negative 4 on the top, and this becomes just 1r, because negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 over negative 4 is just 1. But what you do to one side, you have to do to the other, so you also multiply by negative 4 on this side. Okay, so a negative times a negative is a positive, and it's going to be 41.6 is what I have on my notes. Hopefully I did that right. Okay. 8. We have 3/4 x equals 9. Okay, so remember you have to multiply by the reciprocal or divide. So you can think this is 3/4 x, so I'm going to divide by 3/4. But remember, when you divide by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. And this is a lesson I'll probably go over a little bit in class, okay, as well. So x equals, and you can reduce this, it should end up being 12. Because this is really 9 over 1, and you can reduce, or you can put that in your calculator, whatever is easiest for you. Okay? Let me see if I can do this correctly. Okay. Number 9. We're going to do a few more examples. 8/15 equals negative 2/5 a. Okay, so we've just switched sides. Again, it's negative 2/5 a times a, so you can divide by negative 2/5, which is the same as multiplying by 5 over negative 2. So what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So we're also going to multiply this times 5 over 2. Okay, and you can reduce this. This is 1, this is 3, okay, this is 1, this is 4. So it should be negative, if I did everything right, negative 4/3, which is the same as negative 1 1/3 equals a. Okay, you just got to keep reducing. Keep reducing it down. Number 10, 4c equals negative 96. Okay, so this is just 4 times c. You do the opposite. Okay, you add and subtract. Here, since it's multiplied, we divide by 4. What we do to one side, we have to do the other. C equals negative 24, because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Don't forget those negatives. Okay. This is the last example. Negative 8 equals 5y. Okay, so again, just because it's on the other side, it doesn't matter. It's being multiplied together, so we do the opposite. Negative 5. So y equals negative 8/5, which is the same as 5 goes into 8 once, with 3 left over. Negative 1 3/5 is equal to y. Okay? Now, I went through those fairly quickly, but you have to remember, if it's being added, you subtract. If it's being multiplied, you divide. Now, on these, like number 9, it's being divided. It's being multiplied. And so instead of dividing, you can just multiply by the opposite. Okay? All right.